Welcome to a very vegan Christmas dinner video series. This video is part of a series created to help you make a vegan Christmas dinner for 6 to 8 people. For more information, including shopping lists, wine pairing suggestions, place setting suggestions, and other cooking tips, please visit our website at www.theculinaryexchange.net/blog/vegan-Christmas-dinner. Hello and welcome. Let's collect the ingredients we need to make our Jerusalem artichoke soups. You will need 2 medium shallots, 3 pounds of Jerusalem artichokes, 5 cups of vegetable broth, 1 cup of soy cream, 1 small handful of macadamia nuts, salted or unsalted, 1 small handful of cashew nuts, salted or unsalted, 2 handfuls of peppery greens, olive oil for cooking and drizzling, and salt and pepper.
Okay, we're going to start with our shallot. We simply need to rough chop it because it's going to be in a soup. We're going to blend it all up, so we'll just first start by cutting it in half long ways. Just going to make slices. So we've left just a bit of the end intact so it doesn't fall off, and then we have it nice, and then we can just finely run our knife down and have a nice fine chop of the shallot, which will be perfect for our soup. And it's going to cook down, and we're going to blend it up with a blender, so even if they're not perfect, they'll still be just fine. So I have my Jerusalem artichokes, or sunchoke, and I've just given them a quick wash, and I'm going to peel them. I like to peel them in a bowl. It makes it a little bit more efficient when I'm cleaning up. Just using a regular vegetable peeler to get the skin off. And then when I'm through peeling it, I'm going to simply put it in a bowl of cold water until I am ready to chop them. So I have my Jerusalem artichokes all peeled and cleaned. I rinsed them a few times, keeping them in cold water, and now it's really time to chop them. And the real trick is just making sure that you chop all of them to about the same size so they cook evenly. And so we're just going to do a small dice. Just quickly cut them in half, and then cut our halves in half, and then make a quick, really quickly and easily. And we do that, we'll be all set for our soup. We have a large pot. Turn it on medium and add 3 tablespoons of olive oil to the pot. Add our shallot. And we want this to cook nice and slow. We want our shallots to soften and become sweet. And I want to soften them, but I don't really want any color on them. I want my soup to be as white as possible, so I keep it on a lower heat and let them cook a little bit longer. Okay, the shallots are good and soft. Now we're going to add the Jerusalem artichoke right to the pan. Give them a stir. And we'll let these cook for about 5 minutes, I'd say. And then we're ready to add the stock. I want to add enough stock just to cover. Now I'm going to increase the heat. So I want to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to reduce it and let this simmer until the Jerusalem artichokes are nice and tender. So our soup has been simmering for about 15 minutes. We'll pull a piece of Jerusalem artichoke out, and we'll just give it a push. Yeah, looking pretty good, getting tender. And we'll let it continue to simmer for another 10 minutes. Right now I'm going to add a cup of soy cream. I'm going to make a nice luxurious soup, nice and creamy. We'll give this a good stir and continue simmering, and then we'll blend it smooth. So we've added the soy cream, and we've let it simmer for another 10 minutes, and the Jerusalem artichokes are very soft. We're going to turn off the heat, and we are going to get blending. I'm going to use a stick blender to blend the soup. If you have a regular blender, then just carefully blend it up in batches, making sure the little hole on the top of the blender is open, but you keep a towel over it so the steam doesn't build up and it doesn't explode all over you, so do be careful. And we're just going to start blending away. Now I finished blending my soup, and I could season to taste with salt and pepper and serve hot, and that would be fine. But I'd like to make this soup as luxurious as I possibly can, so I'm going to strain it through a fine strainer. So I have a strainer in a heat-proof bowl, and this strainer is called a chinoise. It's, like I said, a fancy name for a sieve. And I'm just going to strain it all right through, and this is just going to take out all the fibrous bits, and it's going to leave me with a very smooth and rich soup. So I've been straining the soup, and just straining until we're just left with a lot of pulp and fiber. I'm going to squeeze it until it's very dry, and the soup is done. So we're ready to serve our soup. Now the soup can be made 2 to 3 days in advance and kept in the refrigerator, so you can just seal it tightly. And to serve, we're just going to have some nice portion. This is a starter, so we don't want to do too much. Right in, nice and luxurious and smooth. We have some salted cashew, some salted macadamia nuts, and then some very nice peppery greens. This is a wasabi rucola, so it has a nice spice to it. And then we're just going to take it the next step and put a little bit of olive oil on the top. Just drizzle it around onto the leaves. And there you have it. A nice Jerusalem artichoke soup.